Today is the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. We are certainly not past these issues in our society or around the world. It is important to recognize that many people are often left out of this conversation, especially queer and trans people who are racialized, especially those who are Black and Indigenous, and people with disabilities are often invisible, excluded, and unsafe. The first thing that we can do to face these problems, to change our society, is to raise awareness. So today, we're going to share with you our stories.
I'm gay, and I've experienced years of bullying and harassment. I promise it will get better, especially when you find people who love you for you, and you can begin to love yourself for you.
Hi, my name is Lily and I identify as pansexual, but I am also the daughter of two lesbians. And growing up, it was clear to me that homophobia is alive and well in our society, whether it be from assumptions from other parents, teachers, or my peers, misgendering of my moms, assumptions that they were sisters or just friends, and even being separated at the border with countries that don't recognize their marriage. And the constant fear that right-wing politicians could be elected that would deem their marriage illegal.
The next stories that I'm about to read were all submitted anonymously. Story 1. I used to live in sadness and not acceptance, as everything in our society tells us that being LGBTQ is wrong. We are told we must fit into the box of what the world wants us to fit in, that anything but being straight and normal is wrong. When I came out to my closest friends, the result was not filled with happiness, instead filled with confusion and non-acceptance. However, I am not my experiences, and I can become whoever I want to be, although it is still not complete. I still do not completely accept myself. I have a wonderful community that can take care of me when I can't take care of myself. Story 2. In the past, I have been subject to transphobia, often having people tell me that there are only two genders, or openly misgendering me at school. I am one of the lucky ones, though, as I never faced violence.
This story was submitted anonymously. I have begun to realize very recently that my sexual identity is a lot more complicated than I once thought. Over the past few days, my beautiful friends have been with me through the many emotions that come with this realization. At the moment, I am still on the journey to accepting myself, and I am angry and frustrated that our society has idealized heterosexuality and cisgender to the point that being anything different is a lot of the time seen as wrong. We have a lot of work to do within society. We have many barriers to break down.
I grew up in fear. Fear that I would get beat up in school, fear that I would lose my friends, fear that I would lose my family. It wasn't until I went away to college that I realized I wasn't alone, that I was normal. 10 years ago, I decided to confront this fear, and I came out to my family. Today, however, I still live in fear, despite living in one of the most welcoming communities, because it is this quality that makes it a target for hatred.
I have been told that I should not discuss my gender identity or my sexual orientation if I ever want to get anywhere in politics. I was terrified to come out, and since then I faced attacks and people telling me that my identity is invalid, something that I have no choice over. At this time, I am still also uncomfortable with going outside on my own in a binder. Every person has the power to change our society. So if you hear something, if you see something that you know is wrong, and you have the ability and the privilege to be able to do so, say something. Thank you.